Life can sometimes feel like a maze, and you might find yourself standing still, not knowing where to go next. You're not alone. Many of us face moments of confusion, uncertainty, and doubt. But the good news is that over 2,500 years ago, the Buddha shared wisdom that can still guide us today when we feel lost. Number 1. Pause and breathe. When life feels like it's spinning out of control, the first thing Buddha encouraged was to stop and breathe. He believed that in our fast-paced lives, we often lose touch with the present moment. When you feel confused, take a deep breath and bring your mind back to now. Often, our confusion comes from either thinking too much about the past or worrying about the future. But when you focus on the present, things become clearer. Imagine standing in a fog. When you pause and breathe, it's like letting the fog slowly lift so you can see where you're going. Number 2. Understand your feelings. Buddha taught that confusion is part of life. Instead of running away from it, he encouraged us to acknowledge it. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. The key is to observe your feelings without judgment. For example, you might be unsure about your career or personal relationships. Instead of panicking, sit with those feelings. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Often, confusion can be a sign that something in your life needs attention. But you can only figure that out if you're willing to sit with those uncomfortable feelings. Number 3. Detach from expectations. A major source of confusion in life is the gap between what we expect and what actually happens. Buddha often spoke about the importance of letting go of these expectations. We expect life to be smooth, for things to go our way, but when they don't, we feel confused or even defeated. The Buddha's advice? Let go of what you think life should be, and embrace what life is. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means being open to different paths. When you release the need for everything to be perfect, the confusion starts to fade. Number 4. Take one step at a time. When you're lost in life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the big picture. Buddha taught that instead of worrying about the entire journey, just take the next step. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. Focus on one thing you can do today that will move you forward, no matter how small it seems. If you're stuck in a job you don't love, maybe the first step is updating your resume. If you're feeling lost in your personal life, maybe it's calling a friend or taking a walk to clear your mind. Small steps add up. Number 5. Trust the path. The Buddha's teachings also remind us to trust the journey, even when it's unclear. Just because you can't see the way forward doesn't mean there isn't one. Life is full of twists and turns, but as long as you keep moving, you will find your way. Sometimes, confusion is part of the process. It's like walking through a forest. You might not always see the path ahead, but if you keep walking, it will appear. Number 6. Seek wisdom from within. Buddha believed that the answers we seek are often already within us. When you're confused, it can be helpful to listen to that quiet voice inside, your intuition. Spend time in silence, meditate, or simply go for a walk in nature. You'd be surprised how much clarity comes when you create space for it. Number 7. Surround yourself with positive people. Finally, Buddha emphasized the importance of community. When you're lost, it helps to have wise, kind people around you. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance. Sometimes, a fresh perspective from someone who cares about you can make all the difference. Buddha's teachings remind us that confusion is a natural part of life. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. When life leaves you confused, pause, breathe, and take one small step at a time. Trust that the path will become clear, and remember that you already hold the wisdom you need to find your way. Life may not always make sense, but by staying present, letting go of expectations, and trusting the journey, you will find your way forward.